let me grab a coffee. Let's wait for people to kind of like come over and let's start. Hi guys, and welcome to this Saturday. Lati, how is everything in Puerto Rico? I have been listening to this really horrible news about many thousands dead. Is that really true there? Hi guys, let me see who joined already. What kind of weather do you have? We have sort of like overcast in Toronto, but it's good. It's not going to be overly hot. Hi Romer, Donna, Palladium Tarot. Hi Joanna, Tiff Wild Heart, Crystal, Renata. Hi Dean, here you are. Lati, Sally, Ori here, Dean. Again, Jessica, Miss Sonia. Is that the first time you're here with us? Here, Marcy. Who's here the first time? Let's see. Hi Renata. Nice to see you. Jane. Morningstar. Oh my gosh, you're from Bulgaria. Dobar dan. Hi Palladium. There we are. We have a few people here. So, sip of coffee. Hopefully you are joining me and having a coffee on your end. Welcome Patty, the first time. So how this works, and it's kind of like, guys, interesting. Do you know that Mercury is in Gemini? So just a few days ago, an enter is going to be there, I believe, until the 12th, if I remember well. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So yeah, well, thank you, Morningstar. Appreciate that. So yeah, Lati, we are all praying for you. Oh my gosh, I don't know if even praying means anything these days. I think some concrete help would be better. This is really horrible. I mean, I saw it. It was like 6,000 dead or something like that. It was just like horrifying. So sending lots of at least warm thoughts for everybody who's there still struggling with this. Safi, say hi. Say hi to everybody. Do you want your telescope read? No? What is your ascendant? Libra? You're like me. Really? And Matrix, is he Taurus? Scorpio? Capricorn? Aries? Cancer? Sagittarius? Gemini? Nothing. That's it. She's just completely ignoring. Yeah, she talks. She's a big talker. Come on. She's a big talker here. So, okay. Sophie likes Leos. Oh my gosh, she does. She does. She loves everybody. A little chatterbox. That's kind of like really, really amazing. So guys, I'm actually going to remove these few special cards today because I don't think they're like super appropriate for this reading. And actually I'm still getting a sense of what they really are. So I thought I got it, but you see this kind of special edition has also kind of like special cards in a deck. I think this is it. No, one more, and I think this is it. Malaysia. Oh my god. Welcome. So we have Asia. Anybody from Europe here? We have North America. We have Puerto Rico. This is kind of like a Mid-America. Hey, Tiff, Violet Heart and coffee. Yeah, this is amazing time to have a coffee with you people. I have to say, it's one of my best starts of a day. I probably should do it every day for dailies. What do you think? That will be lots of work, but it will be connecting. Only thing I think you guys would be at work, so it wouldn't be the same as on the weekend. There we go. Hi Daniela. Hi from Belgium and Kentucky. I was there last year in Louisville on a trade show. Charlene, hello. So what else? What else? We have Asia. Anybody from Africa by any chance? Hi from Oregon. So we have any Canadians here, guys? Hi Double Moon. Any Canadians? Hey Scotland. Hello. Australia, I think they are very late right now at night, so most likely no. And that's the problem. Like any term that I figure out, I have to sacrifice somebody. And I feel bad for my Australians. So that's why I do sometimes evening sessions. Oh my gosh, June the 4th, Lati. That's going to be Monday. Happy birthday. I already wished you happy birthday. Kind of like just to make sure. So, oh, Yolanda, that's a birthday for you today. So we have Gemini's happy birthday, guys. Frisky. Yeah, I sent a cake to Lati, believe it or not. It kind of was in the picture, but hey, it still was a cake. So let me see, which element do I feel going forward first? I feel, oh my gosh, there's Greece. Welcome to the Greece. I feel Earth. I feel Earth. Hi Aries from California. Let's do Earth. Earth. It's kind of like amazing that I get, hey Kat, I'm in Toronto. Hey Kat, I'm in Canada. Like people actually don't know that I'm here. So maybe I should kind of like mention it more often. Rockstock Germany. Rena. I'm half German. My mom is German. Meine Mutti ist Deutsch. I speak really broken German. So Earth. What did I want to do? I actually didn't sleep very well. I made a horrible error last night. Went out with my friends and I had, believe it or not, Pepsi. And whenever I have like pop, it kind of like keeps me up at night. And I just like had kind of like one big one, and that was enough to keep me up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Oh yeah, I'm okay. Just like after going decaf. Oh my gosh, Earth. Is this sideways? Or is this upright? Is this reversed? Let's leave it. Let me see. Earth. From the 2nd to the end of the week. 9th. Yeah, caffeine kind of like got me really wired. So just warning guys, this is how strong that stuff is. Okay, Earth for this week. I'm doing a 9. Ooh, what's up? Can you see this properly? Okay, well this is very interesting, Earth, because we do have, as you can see, very interesting theme emerging. I really think the Mercury is going to really affect you. And now, like, I mean, this Two of Cups is kind of like being placed in the perspective over here. So I don't know, like, are you expecting some solutions or resolutions from someone? It looks like somebody really wanted to be single. It was like no way that they were kind of wanting to be in a relationship. They were like sort of like maybe even driven by ambition, and they wanted to kind of like do stuff, and it looks like they maybe neglected a relationship. But like, if I just follow this tangent, Two of Cups, King of Cups, Three of Swords, like somebody put somebody on a pedestal completely, and that person looks like broke their heart totally. Hi Vanya. And it's kind of like, ooh, it's 11:11. I just looked up. And I don't know, Earth, do we have anything like that happening here? Because the central is Knight of Swords. Earth definitely wants to go forward. Look at this, Knight of Swords. Let me cut through that weed. What was that story? Sleeping Beauty, right, Seffi? Chef? Sleeping Beauty, where he was cutting through these thorns and he gave her that magic kiss. So you guys are not taking defeat kind of like with kind of lying down. You are definitely taking this as a realization that maybe you have blocked yourself off. I actually really see some of you creating big walls, because look at this Chariot. Chariot is going in a fight, just like King of Knight of Swords. Chariot is the boss of all the knights, right? But like, we have two kings over here. It also could be that some of you had two possibilities. This also, however, can talk about some kind of like legalities in a situation. So it looks like one person was really advancing, another person was really kind of like guarding everything they have. This entire period is going to be a really interesting mixture from highly loving to high despair. I mean, there is no ifs or buts about it. It's going to be all over the place. Let me get my gypsy cards to kind of like see this more. I'm going to take the other ones. This is kind of like totally weird. I mean, it's not weird, but like, I mean, you will have, but that's kind of like also mercurial energy, if you really think about it. And what happens is like that you never know what to expect. With Mercury, you think you're on the tangent, you think you know the truth, next moment that kind of changes. Heidi, thank you very much. And it's kind of like really weird how this kind of like really ends up. This one wants to talk. Loss. Yeah, I do see this loss. Guys, it also could be something financially. Maybe you're going to have expenses this week, and something maybe needs to be cut off. Maybe you wanted to do something, but it just like ended up that kind of like, don't do that. Yeah, Lati, I see yellow here. There is like not much I can do. And sadness, that I think goes together. But then Earth, you know, if somebody destabilizes you, a Knight of Swords, and I think that's that mercurial energy that I see over here. You will be highly destabilized, especially emotional. Look at these emotions on the edges. They are like definitely emotions. So I think your heart and your mind will play tricks on you. And Magician is here, a big trickster. So there is like this Mercurian kind of like thing happening. You guys will actually really be weirded out with this entire period. It was like, oh my gosh, you know, I don't know what's going on. So let me just let me take a different deck for, and which deck do I want for individual things? Let's take similar deck. Let's take Radiant. Where is Radiant? And by the way, guys, good news. Last week I challenged you to kind of like have 500 likes and shares. This morning when I woke up, it was like 5:30, so I need to prepare the annuals, and I will release them probably during this week when it's done. So Earth, let me see. Taurus, give me messages for Taurus. Earth, Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Hi Seattle, Michelle. I lived there for almost a year. Such a beautiful, I lived on Mercer Island actually. Such a beautiful city. I was just like really, really impressed. So, Taurus, thank you. We're gonna have to, Taurus. Page of Wands. So you know what, Taurus, like you are becoming that bull that you can see the steam going through this like nostrils. You're going to kind of like really push certain things forward. Keep in mind that this is not going to be easy energy. You're like not driving a car, you're driving a race car this week. It's going to be something ridiculously fast, facing some truths, like going deep, going high, and releasing it. Like really, and there you go, like a little bit more of action by Taurus to kind of like add that to the mix. Virgo. Wow, check this out, 2 6s. So Virgo is definitely the one who maybe had issues with somebody who didn't know if they're coming or they're going. When the Lover's card comes reversed, it is really talking about somebody who is making a choice. In this case, somebody's making a choice. Actually, I don't want something serious. Yeah, you know, that's kind of like what's sex for me, and that's all there was. And maybe this is why, you know, you probably could have some kind of like higher expectations. Maybe you put that person on a pedestal, and now it is kind of like just facing it. It's like a very strong Gemini energy, so you definitely are going to be affected with Mercury, but also coming out. You guys are going to be exhausted. I'm telling you, by the end of this week, you earth signs will be exhausted. It's just kind of like, oh my god, because the vibrations is going to be much higher. And Capricorn, wow, we have the Emperor, more fire energy. So the Emperor means, again, stabilizing. The Emperor talks about, okay, I need to kind of like go back on my feet. I need to figure out in which direction I'm going. I am not going to kind of like, it's kind of like almost like clinical with Emperor, taking charge and kind of like seeing the lay of the land for everybody, sort of like how do I better everybody around me. So it is kind of very positive card. It's also very parental card. Well, we are going through, not yet though, when is it, June 14th is like the Father's Day. That can be connecting something to the fathers or to the baby father. Somebody might actually start being more responsible, so that could be a very positive thing over here for Virgo, pardon me, for Capricorn. So Earth, oh my gosh, honestly, I'm looking at it and I'm just like feeling tired just by looking at it, because it's going to be toughy. I will not lie to you, but it's going to be goody. It's kind of like your element likes to feel kind of like that you're unstoppable. You kind of like are not really allowing things to come in a way, and you're going to really fight this one. So you're going to be example for all of us in this period. Gloria, you want to fight her next? Aries Sun and Sag Moon. Okay, you don't doubt it with his dad, ups and downs. Okay, so let's do fire next, since I have musical requests over here. You know, guys, as I was also thinking, and I don't know what you think about this, that I have live session where, you know, for $5 I answer your question. I don't know if there will be any interest. It's just like simply so you kind of like get a taste for my readings, for those of you who didn't kind of like try it before, how the personal reading looks like. So, but we'll see. Coffee. Crystal. Yes, I only have one yes. Okay. Fire. 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 Well, you in Puerto Rico looks like you're treated specially. That could work through PayPal as well. It doesn't work. It doesn't need to be. Look at this. Look at the Saggies. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And you know what? Sagittarius is a very special sign. With Sagittarians, and I kind of really relate to Sagittarians a lot because I'm Aquarius. We also tend to be really blunt, and like it's really good to be around Sagittarius and say, maybe I shouldn't be doing this. And also Sagittarius kind of like benefit the same way. So I think it's a very beneficial kind of like cooperation between the two things. Yeah, you do rock, real Sag. So. Are you in Portugal, Marturquoise? Oh my gosh. Issues with super chat. I don't know. Like maybe YouTube didn't kind of get it right entirely. And you are Sagittarius. Okay, let's see. Sagittarian. What am I talking about? Like I want entire fire. Entire fire. Just like, let's pull it out for a second. For those of you who love stones. This is one of my favorite. I have a heart made out of pyrite. This is like fool's gold, and oh my god, like this kind of like takes away negativity from the space. You just like having a little rock, very inexpensive. I think that's kind of like probably 10 bucks, and it just like really helps to me, especially really. Lati, that's a really good point, because you guys should be looking sun sign, you should be looking your ascendant, your rising sign, and moon. That's kind of like a must. I always say that. Also, if you really kind of like want to see like your Venus sign, like let's say your Venus sign is in Sagittarius, and right now like we are dealing with Gemini, then it's going to be conflict because it's on the opposite. So that's kind of like really good. Beautiful bee, you like right time, right place with the right person. I'm just doing fire right now. Fire. There are complaints about Sag, I'm sorry to say, but you know, every sign has a good and bad. I'm getting also about Aquarians as well, but not to that extent. But Saggy is like, oh my god, that's Saggy, oh my god, this, that. So, and I love it when Saggy kind of like chastise me on the channel. It's like, well, you're calling me Saggy, I'm Sagittarius. Oh my, for God's sake. Okay, fire, good, fire. Dean, are you still with your Leo? Is she still chasing you? Poor Dean, like he has all these like chicks all over him. Like it's like really not a bad situation, I would say. What do you ladies think? Okay guys, you have 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Cups, and then again 5 of Swords. But just as there is karma, some kind of clearing of karma is going to happen. 8 of Pentacles and Queen of Cups, 7 of Cups, the Emperor, there is Aries coming out strongly, and the Fool. This is a very strong reading, guys, and let's see what we have on the bottom. And also we have like this kind of energy holding to yourself for some kind of reason. And I would understand, like I see definitely some of you are maybe going, oh look at that, the Empress is hiding over here, so that's kind of important. I think you guys are discovering new energies, and contrary to Earth, because Earth is going up, you're kind of like getting more grounded, but like it's also up and down. Like you have air going up, right, and kind of like resolving certain things in you, and this is kind of like air as well. You guys have very strong Libra coming through, and water sign, and also fire signs. Which pretty much everything, but Pentacles are really telling me a story. Yeah, I think this is going to be a week where you're going to be accomplishing a lots of things, because this week is a transition both in Northern Hemisphere, in the Southern Hemisphere, right? So what's basically happening is that we probably have the spring cleaning. Believe it or not, I still didn't switch my winter tires because they're like so big and I have to drag them from the storage. So I probably should do that with like 90 degrees outside. It's not fun, and these are kind of like expensive winter tires, and Dean is probably saying, oh my gosh, you're crazy, you have to do that. And So the switch is happening for you. For those of you in Southern Hemisphere, I know that we don't have Australia, we don't have that part, but we do have Asia there, right? Singapore or Malaysia. Like, you guys are also going through this kind of period of kind of like moving into kind of like the harvest. So not in the harvest, pardon me, in sort of like more this kind of like winter part of the year. So I think if something didn't feel right, and I definitely see some of you felt down and out, some of you didn't know who your friends are, some of you didn't know who to trust, some of you felt that you are carrying all the burden of the world on your own shoulders. You can tell I'm taking omega-3s. I can finally find my words. But this is going to change really, really quickly. I think, guys, you're going to get this kind of like new understanding that, hey, you can start kind of like feeling that you have options. You can start feeling yourself. I mean, it's kind of like bittersweet, but like mostly sweet. I would say 80% sweet, because it looks like to me that you fire have learned some kind of lesson in the past that has kind of like been hard. The lesson could have been maybe about somebody else who was like taking you as an option. Maybe it was about you, who you felt like a caretaker. Maybe you had financial issues. Maybe, you know, you were wondering if, you know, where the next money is going to come by. Maybe it could be mortgage issues. And the history kind of like made you into being more reserved and to being kind of like more careful. It could have been also that some of you are dealing with a third party, and kind of like, frankly, because how this is positioning, I think this is relating to the past. It's sort of like some kind of resonance from the past. Check this out. This person is feeling that he's winning, but these people are losing so badly. And it's never a good situation in life to have win and lose. Because when one person loses, they kind of like really remember, and they will take that, they will really take that against you, right? And I really think Leo, pardon me, Leo, I don't know where this came from. Leo, why did Leo come here? And I was touching Queen of Cups. Okay, so I guess this message is directed to Leo. Leo, you are probably getting more gentle, you're getting more self-caring, you're getting more self-loving, because also the Empress is underneath over here, which is kind of bringing this like really nice and creative and loving and beautifying energy. You guys will be taking care of the home, you'll be taking care of everybody around you, and you're going to start feeling a new zest for life. It's kind of like going to be literally life that I see here. You know, like, I mean, sometimes, you know, tarot readers say it's good or it's bad, but generally it is like somewhere in the middle, because good and bad is just like one thin slice, and everything here is kind of like what it is. So yeah, I think it is really going to be really, really interesting. So let's go individual. You wanna kick me, Lottie? No, don't, no kicking, no kicking. Okay, so which one is first? Aries, because the Emperor came over here. We need to clarify. Actually, you know what? Let me check this before I go there. Let me check these fives, because the 5 is destabilizing, definitely, and so is this 4, right? But this 4 is always a message, because you have like these 2 4s, and you also have this couple here. Maybe some of you are going to rework a relationship. This is actually a good news. It's going to be something romantic, maybe a very romantic date, a new start, a new beginning, but with kind of like guard. It's kind of, it's not going to be all arms open. It's going to be more like, okay, let's see. Right, so let me see. It's like 5 of Pentacles, merriment. Somebody took a joy out of your life, or something is like sucking joy out of your life. And I think this is why you got the Justice card, because it's saying, look, you have to look into that, because that is kind of like weighing something really heavily on your shoulders, is taking energy away from you, and it's like literally telling you you are like overdoing it. And I know it's easier said than done because it's not a switch, but this is literally the message over here. And let me see the other 5, or this is simply just like destabilizing for you. Why is that 5 of Swords there for fire? Fire. constancy. You know what? This is clearly somebody's being watched over here. And if you really look at it, like 11 and 5, 16, that's Tower card. And usually the Tower, right? It could be seen as with this big eye. You know, guys, you're being watched by whatever your belief is, by spirit, by God, by universe. You have an opportunity right now to sort of like raise above this kind of like daily go-to, and the repair is going to happen on many different levels, not only emotionally. The only thing that I still see is going to be kind of like reservation is like sort of like, do I really want to jump into this wholeheartedly? You're not going to, but otherwise that's actually going to be really good. So you guys being watched. So which one is the first fire? Aries, 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 Aries. Oh my gosh, we're getting the world reversed for Aries. Aries kind of like is, it's kind of interesting because we also have a Leo, we have a Taurus, we have Scorpio, and we have Aquarius over here. These fixed signs kind of like are there because they like have the sustenance to kind of go further. So I was telling you, I was like getting that Leo somewhere, but this is reversed, and this is a message for Aries. So this is not a good place to be, Aries. This is the place where you want to hold your basically two hands and hold the planet from spinning. So there was like something in the past that you really like, that kind of like was really important for you, that you kind of like want to go back to. It's not how it works. It works to go forward, and we have to go forward no matter what. Good things will pass, and that's what I see maybe here, how you have like these two layers of things. Hi baby. Hey, do you love everybody? How much? A lot? A lot? You like everybody on the chat? Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Yes, and you messy. You're messy. Yeah, you little clumsy thingy like mommy. Yeah, that's a clumsy little putty cat. Yeah, I think I saw the putty cat. So guys, something from the past is creeping up. Let's kind of like be straightforward here. And that from the past you cannot let go of. And this is telling you that you need to let go of. This is telling you that there is something that you need to resolve, and hence you have this Justice card. It's telling you it's the last minute. It's like 1 minute before midnight. You have to deal with something. You have to kind of like get to it, kind of like be back on the horse. Really clear message, like really important card. It's almost like the last step. It needs to turn around. So you need to kind of like focus in what you want. You need to really work at it, and you have to really figure out how to actually work it. This is kind of like a very, very strong message, Aries. Let's see, Leo. 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 There we go. Did we just not go through the Tower moment? Boy, Leo, Tower is better upright than reversed, but this is not a nice place to be. So it looks like that some Leos, and I'm not telling all of you, are maybe having their head in sand, and it is time to be shaken. So this is going to be maybe some revelation, and it could be connecting with Aries, it could be connecting with Scorpio. It has kind of like those energy, but it also means something can happen on the outside, like right, somebody shocks you, or something really happens that is unexpected. And trust me, it's going to be unexpected, even though now you're knowing it's expected. Or it can be internally, where the system, like, right, maybe you're going to crash this wall, so this can actually be really good. This is not necessarily a bad card. For example, if you have any addiction, then when this shows up, this means like this is it, you're reaching that point and you're saying, I'm not doing this further, and I'm stopping, I'm not drinking anymore, I'm not smoking anymore, etc., etc., right? Look at this, another major. So it's going to be some kind of like really shakedown. And again, this is kind of linking to something that could have been a third party. It's kind of like it's the karmic part segment where you're kind of like being watched. So this Mercury is kind of like very, very changing, and that's going to really affect Leo in this period, really very much. But like, guys, you're kind of all rebouncing back, so it's kind of like all kind of like ending well for all fire. And let's see, Sagittarians. Oh my gosh, Gladys, thank you, but I have to do more on that channel. I kind of have all these ideas and no time. So King of Swords. So Sagittarians maybe are going through, like, this can actually also be Libra. This also can be a Judge. The King of Swords is really talking about thinking through things, reasoning through things, explaining it to yourself and to everybody else. So for Sagittarians, it could be kind of like couplehood with someone. One kind of like one part is strong and intriguing and kind of like have a good conversation. Another one is loving. So it's sort of like a couple that maybe you see somewhere, like, you know, on the outside patio, and he's just like all yapping and she's sitting on the outside. You can think he's overpowering her, but the truth is they all both have like certain kind of equal, let's say, powers, equal kind of value, because she's bringing that huge cup of emotion, he is bringing that kind of like vibrance, and kind of like almost looks like there is some kind of like new start. Sagittarians sometimes, and sorry for the Saggies over here, because it takes one to know one, have the issues with how their actions affect the others. And I really think here is like that, hey, you know, this is the problem again that I see here with the Fool looking up. But you see this little doggy in this card, that's the society, that's the other people. If I jump, I will not be able to feed you, that kind of a thing, right? So that's the only thing I'll tell to Saggies, because both of them are air. You have to take the head out of the clouds. It's kind of like grounding energy is going to be very needed for Sagittarians over here, and you're going to have a lesser of impact this week. But nonetheless, all the fire signs will be moving forward with something fresh, with a huge ability to clear the slate. Aries will have to literally work it on that themselves. Leo will be forced into that. And Sagittarians are going to be intellectualizing and sort of like raising their energies as well in this period. So that's going to be interesting to see during the week how this really works out. And guys, also I wanted to ask you, and Lati is like literally like working on me, so if anything comes out, you should really thank her. I was really thinking about new series, because you know that I have X series and I have monthly series. I used to have bi-weeklies. This is like just like get together for a week, but I was thinking maybe going back to this bi-weekly rhythm or having twin flame series. I generally kind of have a little bit different attitude toward twin flames than most people. I more or less see that as karmic relationships, but I think it would be kind of like really interesting. Maybe at least we can try it. What do you guys think? Yeah, of course you, Lati, we would. That goes without saying. Somebody said water first. So you don't know about twin flames. You see, like, this is kind of, I'm reserved, because my whole opinion about twin flames, I know the theory is, and I have seen it, I do this karmic reading, I've seen it, and very rarely though, very rarely, but I've seen it the other way around. I've seen that the soul actually split. So somebody like is really kind of like immersed in this person, but it looks like the two of them actually, well, which is the concept of twin flames, became from one soul, two souls. But the idea of the twin flame chasing each other through the path, through the lives, that's kind of like a stream of water splits over the rock. So what? They would chase each other to be together? No, but twin flame does have a huge role in our lives, because I think they're written in our chart, they're written in our, and I see that in my karmic reading, because they are supposed to bring that healing. And I think that union, which I think it's misinterpreted, that union is really more or less talking about us getting full. Like nines in tarot will talk about it. We are kind of like becoming finally whole. We are kind of realizing who we are and what we can contribute. So I don't know, maybe I'm going to try. Oh, look at you, Tiff, Wild and Heart. Just keep on bragging. Keep on bragging. Okay, so water. 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 From the 2nd to the 8th. Something flicked, didn't it? Or is it just like me? I thought the card flicked. We'll see. No, it did flick right back then, I guess. Okay, water. Water. There we go. Of course, water and nostalgia. Oh my gosh, water. Water. Who are you thinking about? Somebody from the past. Somebody who evokes in you kind of like very, look at that, very kind of like feelings of trepidation. Somebody who, it doesn't matter if you're like 70 years old or 17, but you feel around this person like 17. You feel like, oh my gosh, will she want me? Or does he like me? It's kind of like a huge insecurity. Oh my gosh, I'm having a whole bunch of poppers. And look at water in water. Water. Water for this period. Water. Healing type of reading. You know, I was thinking about that as well on my other channel. I really wanted to do Palladian Reiki sessions for general public, and I am actually working on. It's kind of like difficult to source the music. You need to pay it, rather otherwise, you know, they take your whole video down. They can shut your channel down, and to get a Reiki session, it's a good 20 minutes, right? So I'm working on it. It probably would cost me, I guess, $1,000 to do that, but probably it will be worth it in a long kind of like time, because also I'm going to do standalone Reiki course and all kind of like 4 Reiki 1 to Reiki 4, so I can use it there as well. So, but I already did that reading there. That whole other channel was supposed to be different. On the other channel, I also want to do tarot, but as a form of therapy, not as a form of like sign reading, but sort of like cover topics. And believe it or not, I already started on 11-11-22 phenomenons, and I was taking the cards out, and I was shocked to see that these cards are turning out to be 11-11 and 22-22, and now I have to go through my archives to see where I saved this. So that's kind of like going to be interesting. The Empress is not Taurus. The Empress is both Taurus and Empress is Venus, but Taurus and Libra are both ruled by Venus, so hence can be both. Okay. Okay, so you know what? I am... Boy, you got all the cards. This is really, really weird, guys. Really weird. First of all, it's going to be extremely lovey-dovey. I think there is like something from the past resurfacing. Boy, we are not even in Mercury retro. Well, we are in Mercury period. Maybe because Mercury is air and you're water, this kind of like have this special effect, because I literally see Mercury effect over here. I also see, look at this, we have a couple, but we also have the Empress and we have the Knight of Wands. So we do have these other elements. Knight of Wands sometimes represents this Sagittarius, but like there is like some memories of the past, and those memories are really, really bringing this kind of like pain, and those memories are really, really kind of like playing mind games on you, and this is not your element. You're going too much in your head. Whenever you're in your heart, you feel very loving, you feel very giving, but then the shifts in your head, oh my gosh, we're not together anymore, or oh my gosh, something will happen, and then you start feeling this kind of like piercing thing, and sort of like circulation of all these kind of like ideas, and that's kind of like really, really going to be sort of like something that gets in a way, but it can be controlled. Let's see what is on the bottom. Look at this, Temperance. Temperance is really good. Like, it just really means all will be well in the end. Everything will kind of work out. because there is like somebody here who is actually happy with a resolution, but I really don't like this card. I know that many readers talk about, oh, you know, like, I mean, happy card, make a wish. That's ridiculous. This person is kind of like nines, as I said, are really good. Nines means like you're reaching that final stage where you're kind of like full. But this person is like full of himself or full of herself, and that's kind of a little bit kind of like taking it to the next level. Because there are like two nines over here, and one is like completely dark, another one is like me and nothing but me kind of a thing. I'm wondering if maybe you're romanticizing someone, and maybe if the message water is to you that you simply kind of like really, that you're putting somebody on a pedestal, and instead you kind of have to, I guess, be patient and with yourself and balance things out. The Temperance upright says you need to wait for the right time, for the right place, for the right person, for the right situation. And in the meantime, kind of like work on yourself. And I actually really think that you're doing that in this kind of like period. So let me check these swords. Why are these swords? But like, look at the amount of water that you have. So you literally are going to feel well in your element. But the moment when you don't feel well in this kind of time period, you will be going in the air. But air is also going to help you kind of resolve certain things. So, you know, you have to go down to go up. That's kind of like going to be the situation with you. So let's check these swords. Let me see this like Three of Swords. Why is this Three of Swords? Yeah, it can be very narcissistic, and in this deck, not in all decks. And look at how, like, I mean, jolly he is. And if you have somebody like that in your life, maybe somebody is simply saying, haha, you can't have me, I'm so hot. That literally, that card sends me off, that kind of signals. So let me see this Three of Swords for water. Anger. You know what? That's actually good. When you're going through pain, rejection is God's protection. When you're going through pain, anger is a really good sign. Whenever I deal with people who are going through breakup or missing somebody, like there is like definitely like feeling of loss. Anger is the last stage. Once when they get angry, I know like, okay, this is not going to last much longer. They kind of like get to the stage where certain things are kind of like done. Okay. In personal readings, you don't do reversals. I always do reversals. I just like open a new world with reversals. So guys, this is really good. Something is maybe popping up just for that to be resolved. But then why are you going back? For some reason, Cancer flashed in front of my eyes. Cancers does have a tendency to rehash things. Officer. Maybe some of you need more structure. Maybe this card simply means you have too much time on your hands. You have to keep busy. You have to kind of organize yourself more, not to kind of fall into that, get more regimented. Or you feel that somebody's pulling strings on your life and is organizing you, and that kind of like would make sense with this card here as well. So let me see the individual. Sip of coffee. You found the anger frightening. I don't mind anger at all. And okay, I'm Aquarius. Aquarius and Scorpios, we can go really deep and high, and we almost like get drugged on it. But I can understand it can be very scary. I'm scared people when I get angry. Oh my god. I mean, once I recorded myself, I scared myself. So that's good. I'm like a little, I mean, I'm only 5'6", and I'm like a carrot. I just like get very puffy, right? Look at it, I just like look much bigger, and then it's out of my system, right? Because I have like this personality, and I'm like, oh, I'm just okay. Now you can pet me, kind of a thing, and everything else around me is like nuclear disaster. So. Well, I never got physical, so that's kind of like really good, but I don't have to, because when I look at people, I mean, I kill them with my looks. Yeah, Aquas can be really, actually air signs in general, we can be really vicious, but so can be fire signs as well. So which one is the first here? Cancer. Well, listen, Pleiadian, I didn't do reversals for almost like 15 years. And like here, I decided not to do reversals for the weeklies just to see how it is. So you just have to go with what is the right fit for you. Each tarot reader has their own style. In my school, I'm teaching both. But I'm also teaching people to really understand a card and to see how they feel, to see if they can kind of like separate these things. So when I'm reading them only upright, I'm reading them with the entire scope of what they actually contain. Okay, so that was oh, look at that. This is you guys, the Chariot and the Wands, the Page of Wands. No wonder that's why I was getting Cancer over here. At some point, Cancer, this week, you might kind of like start feeling this energy as black or white. It either has to be this way or it has to be that way. And it's going to feel like standing in the spot. Whenever you go forward, you'll go back. You know, like how the Cancer goes out. Oh, I'm scared. Out and scared. So you literally will be looking for the right time and the right place. So bide your time. The central is like 4 of Wands, really, really good. Something is progressing. It kind of like is going to be mixed because you will be in your element, which is kind of like for you important to feel the water, the calmness, the pleasure, right? Like think of the warm, bubbly bath. But when you go in the air and it's like the wind blowing in, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't really like it this much right now. But it looks like that kind of like wind has to kind of like get out anything that is stale. So who is next? Scorpio. Scorpio. Look at this, 5 of Wands. Scorpio. It's kind of interesting because we had a 4 over here. So 5 of Wands is a card of major boundaries. When it reverses, it tells me that you will feel that they're violated. You will maybe also feel there's lots of arguing that goes nowhere. There's like this very very kind of like rebellious energy that I feel for you, Scorpio. Definitely are clearly coming out. Maybe fatherhood, motherhood will be really, really important. Maybe children, and just like for actually all of you. But this is kind of like warning, and that probably is very connecting to this like 9 of Wands, that it could be lots of bickering and lots of kind of like dead ends over here in this week. And maybe that's the clarity that you need to reach. You know, like what they say sometimes, like some battles are worth it, some battles are not worth it. No, you didn't miss Cancer. You can just go back. Cancer is simply Cancer simply kind of like has to figure out if they want to go forward or they're going to want to go backward, and to kind of like release, clear the air kind of a thing. And the last one is Pisces. And what the heck, I'm getting a zillion of cards, and again it's kind of interesting, I'm getting repetition over here. Pisces, did somebody let you down? Did somebody break up with you that you just decided, I just like need some time for myself? See, this is that space that you need. Maybe somebody still wants to be present in your life, but hey, I'm here when I want to be, and I'll call you when I want to be with you, because there is like somebody who's definitely juggling, and it could be somebody who is married. So hence it looks like that this is that third party energy that is coming through really clearly from you, Pisces. You'll be really dealing with quite a bit. It could be somebody that is like really, really important, because after all, you're getting like the soulmate card over here, but it is reversed because somebody here, this is definitely going back to that card. Somebody is very narcissistic in nature, and they really, I guess, don't kind of like take themselves. They don't take you as important as them, let's put it that way. It doesn't have to go to the full-blown narcissism, right? But certainly, you know, when you tell somebody this would mean so much to me, and they just like basically push you away, it kind of like sends a message, right? It is kind of like really interesting, because to me, King of Pentacles is always somebody who's taken, but you have a double whammy. You have a king and you have a knight. It's kind of like maybe you're shaking your head and saying to yourself, hey, I knew that this is going nowhere. I knew it, and yet I continued. And maybe that's what's going to be. I'm going to say, you know what, dude or lady, you feel fine. You feel happy of yourself. Somebody's maybe telling you how great they are, And you know, like whenever that happens, they're not, right? It's kind of like simple child psychology. So where are we going next? Next is going, and my trick in the cards, whenever I take them down, I actually reverse them, put them upright, and then I put them in a deck. So let me catch up with you, Temperance Rising. You too, Temperance Rising, thank you so much, and thank you for your comments. Narcissistic energy is very difficult, and I really think this is karma for the 20th and 21st century. It's very difficult, and I do have quite a few clients that I work with that energy, and it's kind of like really hard to shake it off. It takes, sure, we can shake it off initially, but it's like any other addiction. It takes years that kind of like reminds you of it. And the best for the last, that would be the air. Air, or should we just keep air today? Just do nothing. What do you think, air? Dances. Hi, Sophie. Are you coming for your horoscope? Are you Aqua? And Libra? You're not Libra anymore? Gemini? You're Aqua. Yes, that's my February 4th. Yeah. That's it. That's exactly it. She knows what she wants, and she knows how to accomplish it. Okay, so we do have jumpers. 8 of Pentacles in 9 of Wands. Nothing really sexy, but let's see where this goes. And we have Wheel of Fortune and Knight of Swords. There we have again this like 4 elements, which is very important. So air is, air was just about to give up on somebody or something, and it's going to instead be kind of like a situation. Hey, let me just kind of look all these details. Let me continue this interesting 8, 9, 10 that we have over here. Let's see. And 4 in the middle again. That feels like what? Water had this like 4 wands going forward, or was that fire? Air. What else do I have here for air for this upcoming week? Well, it's kind of like, and this one wants to come out. Of course. Good Lord. Well, I think, and that kind of like would make sense, right? With Uranus coming in Taurus, that kind of like air is becoming, is shifting, is, what do you call it, shape shifting. It is still moving forward very fast, but it's kind of like forming completely differently. I think what is happening here with the air is like getting more grounded. It's like more paying attention to the details, having long-term planning, where I'm going, what it didn't work, what it did work, where I have to give more, where I have to give less. It is very, very important to do that. And like the Strength card is also kind of like working on yourself, really. It is kind of like trying to tame that animalistic, that kind of lashing out kind of a thing. And air is going to be forced into that, forced into doing the right thing, forced into going forward. And when we are out at the end of this week, we're going to feel really good about it. Forced, I say, because of the Tower. I have to say that in this situation, and I rarely see that, I do see this Tower as a positive. Because it's going to be, you know, by hook or by crook over here. An air sign just can get very resolute on something. So for example, if you want to start new, let's say, exercise routine, it's not going to be half an hour a day. It's going to be like 3 hours a day. It's going to be not all or nothing. It's going to be like 1,000,000% all or nothing, but it's going to be everything. So something is going to start with big bang, big times, and kind of like feeling really, really, really good. This is definitely, I'm seeing that because the combination here tells me And this is now, we guys talking about 16 and 8 is 24. It's a 6. Yes, it is that loving feeling, caring feeling. And I really think it's a lot about self-care. If air was not able to date, and I see that here, that some air maybe had difficulties with, you know, moving forward or moving on. And I think that's going to change. This is the week when the shift starts to happen. Somebody might be waltzing in air's life, that Knight of Cups, but this is not an ideal. Oh my gosh, and I have a King of Cups. And I think we're going to have, oh my gosh, look at the people. Air. Okay, air can choose. Do I want a lover? Do I want a husband? Well, what the heck I want? Do I just want to be very kind of like confident about myself? Do I really want a happy family? Do I want a sex? It is just like simply fabulous. And there is the world upright. Again, with this kind of like 4 on it. Like pretty much play lottery air. This is going to be really deep. Guys, this is not going to be easy. For many of us to go through this, it's kind of hard. It's like literally what they say, to turn their life around. This is what's happening here this week for the air. I really don't need to clarify anything. I can look at this tower like we are cutting through, and I believe our own crap. And it's kind of like very atypical for air, but that's the Uranus in Taurus, kind of getting more structured, kind of like maybe even being followers, kind of like saying, okay, I need to figure out what I want to follow, and following it like really to a T, right? So let me just see. Let me see that. The tower. I did tell you the thought. You see, it's going to be shift in how we think and how we perceive ourselves. And I think that's going to be a really big shift, because both of the roll was there, and we have a 10 here, we have a 10 there. This is going to be a big shift for air. Oh my gosh. Because air didn't have it good for quite a while. And this one was, yeah, which one was the first one? I think it was the Knight of Cups. Yes. So let's see the individual. Happy birthday to Gemini. So Gemini is the first air sign. Gemini. Something is coming. Somebody might be coming back in your life, Gemini. Maybe somebody walked away from you saying, oh, you know, I have to find what is the best for me. And now they found out what is the best for them, and it is you. So it is up to you. You might actually even get a marriage proposal. I'll be honest with you how I see that here, because it's right next to the Hierophant. And it could have been somebody messing up, or a situation that kind of like fell unequal over here. But this is definitely the energy of fulfillment, of realization, of maybe chasing a dream was going nowhere. And you know how we're with somebody and we don't kind of like realize their value until somebody else realizes their value and they're gone, and then we go, oh my gosh, what the heck, what an idiot, how could I have done this to somebody else, and now I have lost this person. And it happens, and like and something like this is happening for you, where there is that realization of, hey, you know what, I kind of like didn't like, now I tried it, like, you know, it's like, and I'm sorry to say, for those of you who don't have the same beliefs, I don't believe like, I mean, that person have to be a virgin, so my apologies to anybody who feels differently, but this is like having only one test drive, and the person is saying, no, this one test drive, I don't know if this is the best I can get. But now they had lots of test drives, and now they're realizing, hey, you know what, you still are the best. And now you know they're choosing you for a reason. They're not going to be curious, they're not going to be wondering about it, etc., etc. So next, you didn't propose, well, yet. You never know, because like this week until the 12th, it's going to be super weird. We'll be hearing ourselves saying things that we don't know why. It's going to be literally like that. So, Libra, 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 Libra. Oh my gosh, we have another 8. Check this one. 8s are showing up. So here we have Lionsgate already showing up, and this is for all air signs. This was showing up really like in all the readings, right? And it's repeating the message over here. So Libra is definitely, again, having the scale of Libra just right above it, is really talking about pushing something to the next level, paying attention to the details. Libra could be dealing with their own business. Libra could be kind of like, this also to me is a card of Virgo and card of marketing and card of, like, you see, marketing looks like so flashy on the outside, and I can tell you as a marketing professional that, yeah, sure, it's fun when you're doing the brand, but the truth is, like, doing this consistently and repeating that message consistently, that's when it kind of like gets harder. So this is the card of really kind of like working, and could be working on yourself. The Lionsgate opened up on the 8th of August last year, and it's like that enormous energy that you Librans, I mean, I am ascendant, so it's actually applying on me. We are going to be tapping into, getting like this huge reinforcement over here. I mean, the 3, they're like actually 4 8s over here. So 8 is the infinite, you know, the cycle, and they say the karma is not only circular, but it's also infinite. And some other kind of like levels of tarot, like thought tarot, like they actually really played with that thing. It's very, very important that we actually have that. So that literally can talk about twin flames, soulmates, something resurfacing. This is probably very much you, Libra, that there is like a new romance, and sort of like maybe you felt lost, but now you don't anymore. It's almost going to feel like somebody like I mean, remove that wall from your eyes, and like you go, okay, now I can breathe, I can see life is beautiful. It's simply going to be like that, but at the same time kind of like doing your own part. And sorry, is this like to me played in tarot, to be more specific next time? That's like my Aquarian nature. And Aquarians, the Sun and the 3 of Wands reversed. Well, the Sun is definitely and that really Aquarius is like air sign, and like the fastest from all the air signs, and air signs having this highest vibration. So Aquarians sometimes sort of like take the oxygen out how much we can talk, and that's why I designated it as the highest air. So this is to me telling me about a burnout about family, burnout about friends, burnout about maybe doing all the stuff, maybe putting too many things on the plate, and it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm doing, am I doing something, and kind of like maybe reconsidering. I also feel that because this is coming here right underneath this tower, that it's this particular tower in this reading is probably going to affect Aquarians the most. It's thought, like the tower is going to be inside job for Aquarians this time around. Literally, Aquarians could be sitting the whole week, and to everybody else they will look like they're not moving, they're doing nothing, but what's going to be happening inside is going to be enormous and huge, and it's going to kind of like push into something new. It's going to be literally almost like nuking it, like, you know, something got tangled up in Aqua's brain to the point that has to come out. This is clear to me that some Aquarians are going to put under question mark everything around them, all the relationships or partnerships, all friendships. Everything is going to be under question, and only things that work, that have this give and take, will stay. Nothing else will. And it's going to be interesting because Gemini and Libra, you guys are going to be happy-go-lucky, really great one. Aquarians will have to go through kind of like really major major breakthrough and major choices in life. So it's going to be fun here. So guys, any questions for me? Let's see, let me catch up with what you're saying. Aqua dropping some bombs. Well, yeah, what's new, huh? I don't think they all might be dropping bombs. I think they might be dropped on them, kind of a thing. It could be literally sitting at home minding your own business, and somebody comes to your door and kind of like does stuff. You know, you can kind of like go to your car, park the car, and find the flat tires and be so upset about it. But maybe this was done because if you didn't have flat tires, you would be on the highway where the accident would happen. So everything that is really happening this period, it will be kind of actually good for a kind of like particular reason. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you everybody who is kind of like donating money. That definitely helps this kind of latte keep going. I really appreciate for all of you being here with me, for me. That means a lot, and it makes this all worthwhile. And as I said, my gratitude would be releasing the annuals. I don't really know how to do it. Do I need to download them and upload them, or more or less I'm going to create just a video and saying check the links in the description and enjoy it and go from there. So I think it's good enough 5 months down the road that everybody can see it. All the energy back to you guys. Do you want me to do a little bit of Reiki? And I don't have particular music, and I don't want this to be taken down by YouTube, so we have to do it without it. So let's just do it for a few moments. So you guys, you don't have to look at me. You don't see me. I'll have to kind of do my hair one morning and show myself up, but I kind of like to be mess. So you just have to close your eyes and just listen to me and just like relax. And what I'll be doing, I will be sending you energies, and I'll be asking you to relax and follow what I'm telling you. It's going to be very short, but it's going to be very powerful. Most likely you're going to see that your vibration is becoming much higher for the rest of the day. So let's start, guys. Let's take a few deep breaths. Take a breath in and a breath out. In and out. In and out. As I want everybody to understand that I'm sending them a white energy. So you will start feeling how a white light just envelops you, how it's almost like a combination of steam and fog, and you're feeling really good. It's almost like a massage. It's almost like spa. It's almost like foam. It is feeling really good. You're almost like feeling like a baby, like you're feeling that somebody's tickling you with everything that is happening around you. Just spend a few moments and enjoy that feeling while I'm sending through that white light energy to repair you on a cellular level. And in the meantime, guys, let's just breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. And now I want you to feel as if you're sitting on a beach, that the sun is just like simply putting the rays all over you, and each time that you feel the warmth of the ray, one cell has been cleared and cleaned and released. You are getting repaired. Just enjoy that sun tickling you all over your body because you're getting repaired. I'm getting a very strong message, guys, and I'm moving to your heads right now because I'm feeling that some of you are here swirling in your thoughts about something else. Just release it for just like this few minutes. Put it on the shelf. You can think about it later. Just like find this little box in your head, just open it and put it in, and let's just like release it. Just enjoy the sun and just enjoy this like beautiful white light. There, you're there. So now you're going to see these two things mixing. You're getting this white and yellow mixed, and you're getting like this beautiful yellow color that is like almost like around you, like you are almost like in the middle of a sphere, and that sphere is like protective. It is like healing your cells. It is healing how you think. It is like barrier against intrusions. So if somebody wants to be rude to you or mean to you, it's going to feel like, you know, one of those gummy balls that are just going to bounce back. In fact, you're going to giggle about that. So you guys are going to feel very confident. You're going to feel really chirpy. You're going to say, I can always go back to that box and open all these thoughts and all these kind of feelings that I really want to think about, that is really bothering me, but not today. Because today, this is the day for me. So take another deep breath in and release all the bad things out. Let's repeat it. Take a deep breath in. Take that energy in. And release the bad things out. So let's slowly open your eyes and come to the present. I hope you're calmer. I hope you're more centered. And I hope this is going to help you have a wonderful day. So thank you everybody who stayed here, and enjoy this beautiful light that's going to envelop you for the rest of the day. Thanks everybody, and all the best. I'm going to give you music so you can actually still spend a few minutes here chit-chatting with others. And thank you everybody. You know that I love you. Okay, bye.